are back with more My Southern Home, and I'm here with Andrew Thompson with Andrew Thompson Construction. And Andrew, you have brought us to a pretty fantastic outdoor living area, and it took a lot for you guys to get here.
It sure did. First of all, it's great to be with you again. I have waited a long time to show you this project.
And I've been hearing about this project for a long time.
I wish I had this at my own home. Who knows, one of these days maybe. This just grew from conversations. I know the couple, I know them personally. This took a long time to work with the architect, took a long time to just work through all the details. They literally live out here, it feels like. They're out here multiple nights per week, using the kitchen, using the space. They send me text messages all the time that say, we just want to tell you how much we love it out here. So it took a while for us to get to a point of where we were actually ready to bring this thing up out of the ground. So
structurally, you have to get some pieces of property ready to build something as magnificent as the outdoor area behind us. So what did you have to do to this land?
Well, one of the biggest challenges that we had is the project continued to grow. So we went from one building to two buildings. We contemplated 3 buildings and decided that was just too much. Once the design was finished, we realized that the existing retaining wall, which held up a very small pool house that's used to be in this general area here, was not sufficient to hold up the entire backyard and everything we were building. We lost about 2 months in working with engineers and with working with the retaining wall folks to properly do what needed to be done. It was time well spent because we needed to properly support this. We also needed to work with Pioneer Log Home Systems because there's a mixture of traditional framing here and true timber framing, the old school, super awesome way to do stuff that everybody's fallen in love with again, that used to be the only way you could build. So there was a tremendous amount of work that just had to happen to get us ready to come up out of the ground.
So for homeowners that aren't familiar with land and how it lays, what would have happened if you hadn't recreated this retaining wall?
We just felt very comfortable in the fact that we had seen some stress in the existing retaining wall. We just believed that under the right conditions that we could have had movement in this general area. It was the right thing to do.
It was, and that's a really big deal. And I say on the show, Andrew, that who you choose is important, and that's a perfect example because you could have kept building, and 5 years from now, this could have slid down the hill.
That's exactly right. And so it's important that if you find that you're in a rush, then you're probably headed down the wrong pathway. Everybody wants to get a project started and finished and enjoy it. But if you don't do the preparatory work, you don't have those hard discussions, you don't kind of pull back the reins and set those expectations with people that we need to do this once, we need to do it right, we need to communicate our way through it, we need to talk effectively on what the costs are going to be. If you don't do that, then it can come back to get you.
So let's talk about the discussion that happened with this project before, because I can tell just by looking at the space, the homeowners had very specific wants that you created for them.
That's right. They love to be outside. They love to entertain. We feel confident that you could easily entertain over 100, maybe even 200 people here. It's just that expansive and that big. The existing pool was here. We worked around that. We were able to redo the drainage, get a different look around the pool. We were able to make these rooms expansive so that nobody feels crowded. If you're in the kitchen cooking, you can easily have someone go over and watch the football game. This thing has a full bathroom, and it also that's heated and cooled, and also has a full storage area that lets you have the big refrigerators and the freezers, all the things that support such a big kitchen and a big place to entertain are all hidden away.
So in a project like this, just so homeowners know what to expect, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get the plan, right?
Well, you can take 6 to 8 months to get the plan where you need to go and then start the process. Most outdoor living spaces are not of this size. They're just not. If you get into a very simple, open-aired outdoor living space that has a concrete floor, maybe stained or stamped or some stonework, you might be able to get the entire project done from design to finish in 6 to 8 months. We were here a little bit longer than that, but we also did a little bit of design on the fly. And so there's some fun to that, but that also can extend your project timing.
Well, and you brought us to a lot of different spaces over the years. And, you don't have to have a footprint this large to have a really cool, fun outdoor space that meets all your needs that you love being in.
Right. About 6 or 7 miles down the road from this particular project was one of the biggest outdoor living spaces that we've done. We actually had it on the show. I was able to take these clients there. They looked to see what they wanted, and then we sat down and just, we spent a lot of time talking about what does this space need to do for you? How many people are we going to entertain? How often are we going to cook out there? This is a real working outdoor living space. It's not a show pony. They love it out here. They really use everything we did for them.
Well, and they have all of these fun things that they incorporated into the space as far as design. They have a bourbon barrel, which makes me happy being from Bardstown. They have this beautiful bar that has granite on it, gorgeous chairs, all kinds of outdoor living furniture tucked in little bitty spaces. I mean, they took a lot of time, planning, and effort into the space, and you can tell.
Right. One of the funny things is they finally fired up the pizza oven, and I got a beautiful picture of what they were having for dinner that night, and I had to make myself not get in my truck and come over and enjoy it as well. So they send me pictures of all the stuff that happens over here. They just love it. They just love it.
Probably makes you a little jealous. You want to come over, right?
Well, I want one of these at my home, but I'm always working for somebody else. So, maybe I can come over and hang out with them a little bit.
I know how that goes because I'm in gorgeous houses all the time, but I did finally get my remodel.
That's right. That's right.
It was because of a Category 3 drainage leak, but I got it.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much,
You
Andrew.
bet.
Really appreciate you being with us today.
I'm glad to be here. Always am.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.